Let me know once it's started. Well, there's no sound on it, has there? Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to this F2 Sprint, to this F2 feature race. 15 corners on this track, 2 DRS straight, hopefully overtaking opportunities into turn 1 maybe. That's where all the main overtaking is. We've got turn 2, drivers like to go back all the way to the turn 2. Then we've got the S's in the middle. The S's really catch out some drivers at the minute, as we've seen Rub go into the gravel last year. Let's see how the drivers are up on the grid. When the drivers decide to line up on the grid. We're currently on formation lap at this moment in time, going around up to the final corner now. We've got the safety car coming up as well, start behind it. Well, I'm not quite sure. Was it a formation lap? No, it's an out lap. As the safety car approaches the grid, we've only got 2 cars on the grid at this moment in time. Some cars look like they're doing some more out laps. Some cars are staying in the pits. How many drivers attended quali yesterday? Let's have a look. We look as we look all the way to the left. As we look all the way to the right, we've got the blue car of the Mercedes, and then if we go all the way to the left, it's the state car of, I don't know, the state of what was his name? Cyril, I think. And then up in P1 is Valorix. Going to be loads of corners today, loads of challenge between all the drivers. Let's wait for formation lap commence. By the way, I think the stream needs to be turned up. I can't hear myself through it. Yeah, they can only just hear me. I think stream needs to be stream quality is fine. It's just a volume, really. Yeah, they can only just hear me. Where are all the drivers? Stream quality is fine. It's just a volume, really. Shall we do a formation lap and get them to to line up, and then we can fix the. Where are all the drivers? But I think we should do formation lap and get them to follow the safety car, and then we can sort out the grid order once they've all lined up. To line up, and then we can fix. Okay, as we wait for the lights to turn green, the safety car is going to be leading the pack. It seems to be 3 cars on the grid. That's going to be fixed in a second. Once all the cars get around and back to the grid. We're looking at, as we see Tassini in the Alpine, he was pretty strong yesterday. As we look at Valorix, he was super strong as well. We're also seeing some improvements from the new driver. His name is called Trainer. We haven't I haven't seen his lap times yet, but I heard it was really quickly. We've got Iron Master. He is not here today. We don't know why. We don't know. I think he's having issues with school. As we just wait for this formation line. These F2 cars going around turn 1 and turn 2 are really bumpy. But once they get onto that, once they get to turn 3, you'll be good. You'll be good on that main street. Once we get up to the quick right-hander and then the quick right-hander again, that's the part where the F2s tend to spin out the most. F2 cars are grippy to a certain point. Once it goes over a bump, it will then spin out. I know that because I was an F2 driver myself last year. We've also got a new guy who's back, but he was back from ages ago. His name's Trident. He is a really quick driver. Just hasn't got the confidence to do it anymore. We look at all the F2 drivers forming up on the grid now that they've been told to by the host. I think Crofty's here. Hello, Crofty.
Oh, Dave, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you? How are we looking for this sprint race today? Well, not feature race.
Okay.
As the safety car's getting ready to go for the form lap, waiting for the lights. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4, 5. And we are away with formation lap. Safety car leads the pack ahead of the F2 cars behind. Alpine going the wrong way on the track to start off with. Who do you think will win this? Crofty.
From last season, I personally think that J Loft will do well today.
Yeah.
And he's a pole sitter. No, he's not. Robson, yeah, he'll probably have a good race, ending in podium. Who knows?
Yeah, we've seen a few drivers go to F1 last year, didn't we?
Yeah. It's great to see Henry in the F2 car still. Remembering him from Las Venturas in particular.
Yeah, he was really. Henry got a few done really good in Las Venturas until he slid on turn 2 and had a great battle with Valerix and Ticini towards the end of it. It was lovely. The cars are coming around the 2 quick right turns. Safety car is now letting them pass. Maybe if they decide to go past. Nope, they've all stopped. Okay, right. We'll carry on. We'll carry on to the grid.
Rangers.
As we come around the final corner. There we go. Finally, now that the FIA has put an announcement saying to pass the safety car, we will now form up behind the F2 drivers for the start.
Seems to be that Sin isn't going to start in the pit lane, unfortunately. But he will be on the soft compound tyre. He'll be joining Villa and Cyril.
As they've all now formed up on the grid, we are now waiting for the 5 lights. When the marshals decide to do it.
We're waiting for the green flags.
Who's in P1 again?
Seems to be that the P1 is Rocco. In P2 it's Gency, and finishing the top 3 is Trident. The back of the grid is MK, Henry, J, Stock, Trainer, and that's it. But the FIA have just announced that the start will be delayed for some reason.
It looks, let's have a look at the drivers' positions, where their tyres are. Are they all on the yellow line? We see the Alpine. We'll go for the Alpine first off. MK. His Alpine car is just touching the yellow line. It's going to get him a pretty slow start. We look at the Stake car. His wheels are only just touching the yellow line. Then we look for the Adventures, the BMT car. That is over the yellow line. Maybe FIA will have to note that. FIA. Yep, you go ahead.
FIA are now announcing if every car is ready on the grid for the second time.
As we wait for the 5 lights, Rocco is eager to get off that grid and get ahead of everybody. While the pit lane starters are like, come on, let's get on with this, let's get in front of all these drivers. We have a car spawned on track. It's Audi Dobbs. He's in P3.
A lot of changes on the grid here.
Trident has disappeared, I think. Where's Trident? Trident hasn't got a car.
Oh no.
The grid is a bit of a mess at the minute as we wait for the 5 lights.
They might have to do another form lap here. And Pulsar has
as we got Kai Arsino in the safety car with Demix Keenan. He was a part of F2, wasn't he, Crofty?
I think he was the winner for the first ever FAS or F2 championship, really, unless I'm
Yeah,
mistaken.
I think it was Master, wasn't it? Oh no, he won the sprint race. As we got 5 lights. Oh, extra
FIA
formation.
have just informed team bosses that they'll be doing an extra form lap due to having a long standby.
Yep, extra formation lap due to a long standby. As we see Rock behind. Go ahead.
As we can see, the safety car driver, being Demex, and being the co-pilot, is Kai.
Yeah, as we look at that, we look at the F2, we see Rocco right behind Demix Kieran with a bunch of F2 drivers all bungeed up. We come to turn 3. This is one of the corners that all the F2 drivers will struggle on because you got that exit sand right there. All the F2 drivers tend to slip or crash over there. How do you think they have to take that corner, Crofty?
Yeah, I think that it'll be hard for them due to that they have to brake hard and then swing the car around, and they'll be feeling the G-forces also, and the tires for them will be struggling a lot in those corners. But then luckily you got the S section, which can cool down the tires just slightly for the braking. And yeah, overall Bahrain is a really nice track to race on. The only place that I hate braking into is turn 1, because it's probably one of the sharpest corners apart from the Monaco hairpin.
As we
F2 cars are now passing the safety car. Now it's all up to them to warm up their tyres.
Oh, as we got an Alpine that slowed down. There we go. The Alpine car has now gotten back away, sped ahead of the safety car. As they all form up on the grid, ready for the 5 lights out.
Cars are now forming up. FIA are now announcing the start of the race.
Okay.
And we're waiting for the lights to go out. I'll do lights. The lights are now starting.
It's been another mess with the grid, but now FIA is just wanting to get this race started. As we wait for the
14 laps for these F2 drivers to go. The FIA are now announcing the start. 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red light, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the F2 sprint race. All the drivers get a good start, apart from Jay, who's now at the back of the grid, going from the top to last. Also, my predicted driver going through turn 1. We can on board now with Henry. We can clearly see that he's challenging for P2, but he's hanging on, and he's made it in front of Rocco. In P1, it's Trident so far, which is really good for him as he has an amazing start down through turn 1. In P3, it's now Gents with Trainer and Stock battling out for P4. MK struggling because he's getting the pressure from these drivers, and the pit lane starters have just come out, going through the S turns, now into the braking before the main straight. A few seconds off Jay, who's practically last from starting from the grid. Cyril overtaking Vil. And
Yeah.
Crazy is also putting the pressure up for him. This is an amazing start to a race.
As we look at the Ferrari, also closing up on the back of the two Haas's. I think that's Valerix. He's looking to get past them two cars. XX Trident boy still ahead of this race on the lead. He's got a perfect line going down into turn one. He brakes just before the 100 meter board, turns in a bit early, cuts the two chicanes. I'm wondering if the FIA is going to have a little word about that. But he has got a comfortable lead of at least 2 tenths, or up to a second. As we look at P2, his name is Genzi Boo. He's not that far off. He's not that far off Trident. He is gaining by a few tenths. Rocco has had an awful start to this race. I'm wondering what happened. What happened to him, Crofty?
Who did you say again? I wasn't listening.
Rocco has had a terrible start to this race. What do you think's happened?
I think he's had some sort of issues with bringing up with the gears, but it seems now he's battling out with Jay, who's actually made up some positions. But the back markers like Cyro and Demon have caught up, and he's gone wide into the braking and now behind Crazy Demon all of a sudden. But overall, I think for Rocco, he's just had a shocking start and was unlucky really.
As we see XX Trident leading by 3 seconds ahead of Genzi Boot and SST. Let's go on board with SST and see how he is. SST, I cannot find him. There he is. Oh, he's just nearly lost it going into the S's, and we've got a straight car who's lost it.
Henry has just got overtaken by Gensi Boo. SST is keeping it steady so far, whilst Gensi is putting that pressure down into the main straight, into the braking of turn thingy. And it seems to be that SST has just lost some grip there. The acceleration is being slow, but he is overall still ahead of Gensi, with Henry trying to gain that position back from his little shunt.
Yeah, Henry's been on this track before. He should know the track line off by heart. That little spin there must have broke his heart.
Trident's having a lot of clean air at the moment. He's now into the braking of turn 1. 6 seconds the gap is.
He's doing really good in this F2 feature race if he wants to get that P1. We haven't heard back off the FIA yet about Trident from when he cut at turn 1. Cut like the whole chicane. What have you got?
Investigation could possibly be cancelled due to the fact that he could have locked up as well. Or
yeah, like SST. If you look at SST right now, he is pushing to the limit to try and catch up to XX Trident, but XX Trident is just leaving in the distance. You can see him just over there as he's coming up to the left turn, all the way up to the quick right-handers.
You can see him now on the helicopter camera. It's really crazy how fast these cars can go, but the F1 cars can go much faster due to them being more aerodynamic and advanced. Gensi is still pushing now. Henry on the gravel had a terrible and shocking exit there, but he is chasing. He's on the gearbox of Gensi. Meanwhile, Gensi, being the most important character, is in P3 and could steal a podium from Henry, but it is too early to say so.
As we look at Cyril, he has gained over 5+ places this race, and he's already into P5.
And he was also a pit lane starter.
Yep, same with Trainer. Trainer was a pit lane starter, and he is also up into P7. He is gaining on Audi Dorbo. And the Ferrari was also a pit lane starter, Crazy Demon.
Oh, Henry's flipped it! Henry's flipped it!
It's a yellow flag checker too.
Henry has managed to get back up. He has just landed that flip really nicely there. As we're coming onto the main straight, you can see some damage across his rear wing, his chassis, side pods mainly, and a little bit of damage. But it should be damage on his front wing, and he's just overtaken Crazy Demon. He's now going to fight for those positions back. He is now up into P7 at the moment. Trainer being about 3 to 5 seconds ahead of him. He's also pressuring Dab.
As we look in the pits, there's a state car in the pits. We don't know if that's a retirement yet. We'll have to get back to him. We look at Tassini as well. He started up in the top 10, and he has dropped down to P13, 29 seconds behind the leader. It's a bit.
He's on the gearbox of my MK yellow sector 1 flags. But now it's green all of a sudden. As you can see on Sin's camera there, he's overtaken Michael pretty nicely, and you can see Jay going really slow. Maybe I've given him the commentator's curse, saying that he'll be one of the best drivers in this race, and it seems to be that Sin has just hit the wall. All of a sudden he's lost the turn-in. He has managed to keep it going. He's scraped that wall, but can he have a comeback in this race?
As we talk about the other Alpine as well, Trainer has just made his way past Audi Dorbo, makes his way up into P5 of this race. Alpine could get a possible podium here if Trainer decides to catch up to Cyril. But
Trident's keeping it really good, tight here. He is 10 seconds ahead of P2, which is SST, who is also driving for the Sauber Academy.
SST has been really good in this race so far. I think he started
Jenny especially, and they have made that gap bigger and bigger through these turns. He's using his soft compound tires really nicely, and his ERS usage as well. It's good to see that.
As we watch Hamry comes into turn, his car's lifting off the ground as he goes around the corners. I think he's struggling a little bit. His car's just jumping on every single curb. He's not far behind Audi and Trainer, so he is making them places back up. Crazy Demon is not far behind Henry too, so we'll love to see the battle with that in a minute. Crazy Demon was the old Ferrari driver who was in F1, now into F2 because I think he's retired from F1. But he said he still wants to continue his racing career in a lower division.
He will bring a lot of experience from being in the faster car to F2. He can also tell his team what to develop as well. We always focus on the racing side, but we don't actually look at the development side of things. Like, we have to also praise the engineers who have managed to build such fast cars. While on board with Trainer, you can see he's trying to make a move on Dabu. Hasn't stopped yet, but he is managing ever so slightly. He's pushing and pushing, but he's on 2 wheels and he's nearly just lost the rears. What a save from him this race. Still ahead of Henry, who is up into P7, but Dabu goes a bit wide into the curb, and now they're side by side down on the main straight. Trainer uses that clean air with the slipstream that was given to him by Dabu, and he is pushing and pushing, and Dabu just lifted a tire off the track, and he is and he's now dropped a position to Trainer. Trainer up into P5. Alpine are pushing really nicely and might score points this Grand Prix.
Yeah, these two are really going at it at the minute. Darbu and Trainer. You saw that Trainer passed Darbu before, and he's decided to bring it back, saying, "No, I'm not a let," and that happened, and he's brought it back. But he lost it again going into the slow left-hander. Let's see what happens if they both go a bit wide into turn one. Darbu had the better exit though, and he is gaining on Trainer. Trainer breaks into the corner.
Just on board now with Cyrif, the pit lane starter. He's caught up to Jency, who is also caught up to Stock. We can see that he's put the overtake on Jenny, who's now dropped into P4. Cyril is up into P3, but now he's trying to challenge SST for a P2 spot and could probably hunt down Trident, but it's not likely due to the gap that he has built this Grand Prix. Meanwhile, going on to the main straight now, you can see Jency. He has a slipstream. And it seems to be that the clean air that Cyrif's getting from SST as well is useful and will be helping him down into the braking on the start-finish straight. And Cyrif goes wide. His tires will be dirty, and Jency has just managed to keep ahead up and is now ahead of Cyrif once again, but down into braking of turn one. You can see how good these drivers are. Cyrif making a move now down through turn 3, and he has probably stuck the move now, and he has.
Now he's
hunting for SST.
Yeah, and this is going to be a great battle. SST against who's his name, Cyril. It's going to be a great battle. I know Cyril, he said I'm going to do really good in Bahrain. Oh, but he's just lost it going into that slow left-hander. All the drivers seem to be messing up there, don't they, at the minute? We look at we go on board with Trident, shall we? Trident has done well this race. He's decided to he's brought along 12 seconds. Let's see how many more he's got to go. 4 laps to go. Trident is cooking right now. He's cooking. Let's look at race director Asley. As he's inspecting that turn 1 and turn 2. We'll have words with him after about it. As we see SST, and then we got Cyril going into turn 1. Same thing with Jenny. Off they go onto the back main straight, and then you've got Trainer not far behind him. He is gaining by a few seconds, as we see over there in the background. Trainer on the back straight. No, I'm not Trainer. I'm Trident, sorry. On the back straight. I'm going on board with Mikhail. Mikhail is at the back of the grid now. He done really well last season, so it must just be a not very nice day for him. We look at we go on board with Tassini. Tassini is made his way up into P11. He is chasing after Rocco at this moment in time, and he is doing really well at it. Really well at it. Rocco is finding the right. Rocco is finding the wrong line. Tassini is finding the right line. Trident Boy fastest lap with Cyril in second, Crazy Demon in third, SST in fourth, Genzi in fifth, Villa Pro sixth, Cine and seventh, Hamry 8th, Dorpo 9th, and Trainer in 10th. Trainer is on P5 and he is P10 with fastest lap, so he must be finding some real good time. Let's go on board with Trainer. Okay. Right. And he's got the slowest lap out of everybody, but he is cooking everybody behind him at this moment in time. He is gaining on Oh, as we got a stake F1 car flipped in sector 2. He's managed to keep it going. He's managed to keep it going shortly. We look at he's now battling with Trainer. Trainer has managed to get in front of him. This is going to be for P4. This will SST be able to get back in front of Trainer before the checkered, before the flag? Cyrillip has now made his way into P2 and is chasing after Trident. Trident has just got a massive lead at this moment in time. He's in his own world. If we look at it, I think he's 19 seconds ahead of the grid as he goes through the S's. Oh, and he's just lost it. He's just lost it going through the S's. Oh no! Will he be able to keep it? He's stuck it back on the track like nothing happened. He comes around, goes left into the corner, and he's sent it down the main straight, down the back straight. He's coming into that quick right-hander at this moment in time. He's got the left-hander, then he's got the quick right-handers on his right. Goes past one right-hander, brings the speed a little bit wide, comes into the second right-hander, lets his speed right the way down that straight. Trident has done brilliant this race. Let's go on board with Villa Pro. Now he's got Hamry right behind him, who is going for the move right now. But Hamry does not have the speed to keep up with him at this moment in time. As we come into the quick left-hander, Villa Pro sticks it nice on that curve with the Ferrari behind Hamry. His name's Crazy Demon. He's right behind Villa Pro still. Hamry is now looking for the manoeuvre. I think Villa Pro's tyres are going now on the final lap. Trident started the final lap. Cyril has gained over 2 seconds. The whole grid has gained at least a second on Trident. Hamry has made his way up into P6. Doesn't look it, but on our cameras, he is definitely up into P6. Let's go on board with Trident. He's come back from retirement today in this race, and he is now going through the 2 quick S's. He didn't think he had the confidence to continue in this league. By the looks of it, he does. He comes around the final corner. Can he stick it on the curb? Yes, he can. This win is going to go to the Mercedes of Trident Boy. He is back from retirement. Trident has won the Bahrain Grand Prix. As we look for P2, let's go look at P2 of Cyril. He has also had a great race today, starting from the back of the grid. Cyril comes home to take P2 along with Trident, then Genty up into P3, and then it goes SST, Audi Dolbo, Villa Pro, Hamry Stickman, Crazy Demon, the retired driver, Tassini up into P9. He lost a lot during this race. Crazy Demon up into P7 actually. Got that wrong there. Tassini in P9, Rocco in P10, who started on pole, had a really bad race. Mikhail got lapped in P12, and Trainer, who was out. What happened to Trainer? Where's Trainer? I think Trainer's crashed. Trainer crashed. No, Trainer retired the car. Wow. So we look at Trainer. He's retired the car. Wondering what happened there. Let's go have a look at the in-lap podium. Safety car was not needed today, which is pretty good, except from the formation laps. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back for the F1 Sprint race shortly. Say again? Oh, podium. Forgot about the podium, guys. Sorry about that. One moment. I was just focusing on driving the safety car around the track at the minute. Oh, safety car span. Okay, right. As we come up to the podium, Cyril, Trident, and I think it was Genzi. What a race today. We got Genzi up on the podium in P3. And then it's Cyril up into P2. P2 Cyril. And now for the P1. He has returned from his retirement. He has shown his skill. He might be ready for F1. Maybe. Maybe not yet. We'll find out in a minute. His name is XX Trident Boy. Way! What a immaculate drive from him. Everybody misses this guy. The podium place will now begin. National anthem will now begin. Is Trident ready for P1, guys? Put your names if he is in the comments. Now on to the celebration time. What a race today. L screen now. Stop. And guys, that's going to be it for today. We thank you for watching the FFR stream. Big shout out to that guy. He was the person recording this the whole time. Thank you to Rob for great in this game. And we'll be back for the F1 Sprint race quite shortly. Loads of news to tell you about F1. That will be streamed in the next few minutes, I think. Thank you and goodbye. Don't forget, we got F1 quali. Sorry, forgot to say this. We got F1 quali on later. That would be exciting. As we see Ashley, Lewis, and Alice Drino. No, not Alice Drino. I am Chase. Ace is back. Who else? We got Cap up there. We got Dennis Keelan up there. It's going to be an exciting quali. A few things I'm going to let you know. Dennis Keelan got disqualified and Lewis got disqualified from sprint from the sprint race today, so they will not be attending. They'll be attending in the race tomorrow and quali today. Yeah.